How is good today? Lord, let's get to my Dwayne.
My name's Jazz.
What Dwayne Jazz say we have? I should have stole his girl animated story by Young on the Salazar. Should have.
I didn't do it, but he thinking about it like I should have done.
Right. If you guys have any reaction requests, please follow us on all our social medias and the link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's have one.
So I say that, and then she looks at me, almost in surprise. Probably because she wasn't expecting me to be that much of a p***y. And then she smiles and says, I think you're right. Thank you.
Oh, maybe it was somebody coming to him about like relationship advice or something.
Right.
If you could have any superpower imaginable, what would it be?
Control
This is a
water.
question I can remember asking myself ever since I was a youngin' living back in
Being a
Jamaica.
water bender.
Even now, it's a
I know.
question I find myself
It's the first time I've really seen him talk in his
Right.
face together.
All I
I
ever
know.
wanted was the ability to control fire. Why?
See,
Because I was 6 and just sounding cool. But now
Psychic
like,
powers, me.
Controlling water
With
is
that, like,
cool.
no
Psychic
matter, it was
powers.
like $2.
Okay.
No. And of course, there was a time I wanted the ability to fly, the ability to teleport, to move things with
That,
my mind,
teleport.
visibility, all the basic superpowers that every kid thinks about. But as I've gotten older, I find myself only wanting one superpower.
Which
And that
is?
power would be the ability to go back in time. And if I'm gonna be honest with you,
I'm not gonna
it's
mess with
because
the
I wanna
timeline
do
already.
anything will, like stop 9/11 or
Already
tell
seen
that
too
kid
much-
take a sick day on the day
too many
he got shot.
consequences
I mean,
in
yeah,
all the
sure,
movies and shows.
Those things too,
Right.
But the real reason why I want that power is so that I could go back in time and stop younger me anytime I was about to blow my chances with a girl. Ain't that some shit? All the power in the world, and my biggest concern is still. So let me tell you a story about one of
You
my
must have missed
biggest
a lot of
regrets in
chances.
regards to.
You must have missed a lot of
if
chances.
it's that heavy on your mind.
So this story takes place around the age of 13, and I of course was still living with my mom back in Jamaica. It was summer break, and my mom had enrolled me in a summer arts program for teens at an arts college known as the Edna Manley
To keep you
College of
busy.
Visual and Performing Arts.
Jesus,
And of
that's
course,
long.
That's the whole
I didn't want to
mouthful.
go. I mean, it's summer. All I wanted to do was stay
Chill
home,
out.
eat hot Cheetos, and play Pokemon. But, you know, being artistic and seeing that my mom has always been hell-bent on raising her children properly, she saw it fit that I spend my summer being productive and not spend the whole time jerking off. So she made me do this instead. So I show up for the
I mean,
first
I
day
think
of
all
class,
teenage
and
boys
right
do
away
that.
I realized
We're not gonna
this
get into
was
that.
Great.
Not gonna explain it.
We're not gonna get into that.
Class, drawing and painting all the time, but because this class was riddled with cute girls that I have never seen before. And among all these cute girls, one in particular stood out, and her name.
Sorry, y'all. That's outside.
Anyway, this was back when my heart still worked properly, and I had also just discovered Drake.
Oh,
Which
God.
basically means that I was in my feelings like 24/7. Needless to say,
When Drake
I fell
first
in love with
came
this
out.
girl immediately. Side note, I've noticed that a lot of the chicks who watch my videos have noticed that pretty much all the girls from my stories are light skinned, and some of the dark chocolate mamacitas have been leaving comments saying that I only mess with light skinned girls.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the
I love all
cartoon?
the colors of the rainbow.
I thought he had-
All
I
the
thought
dark
he had different
chocolate
color- whatever.
queens out there
I guess
who
that
watch
was
my
just me
videos
thinking that.
above the age of 18, please feel free to slide in my DMs at AlloSauceGod on Instagram. That was the last side note, I promise.
I'm mad he
after
just
I
put
fell
out his
over
little
heels for this pretty young thing, I
promo.
made sure that I got to camp at least 30 minutes early so that I could try and figure out a way to approach her before class started. It seemed that a good amount of the kids got to class pretty early, her included. And I'd say for like the first 2 weeks, I'd actually just get there, say hi to everyone, and then I'd go sit in the corner and listen to Marvin's room and just be depressed. Because I couldn't work up the courage to just go and talk to her. But eventually,
Didn't you like Marvin's
and
room?
right away we hit it off like
No?
instant
Yeah,
best friends.
yeah.
We ended up sitting together during class and hanging out during the lunch break, and we'd go on these walks around campus before and after class and just talk and get to know each other. And for me, this was incredible because I had never had the pleasure of getting to know a pretty girl who went to another school. All the pretty girls that I knew at that age, I had already known for years. So this was just amazing. Like, of course I knew that other pretty girls existed, but it's like the first time you come across a shiny Pokemon. Like, you've heard
I love that's my
you know
favorite.
they're in the game.
That's my favorite
But somehow
Pokemon.
you still find yourself in awe when you actually come across one for the first time
Yes.
yourself. If you didn't get that reference, either you had no childhood or your childhood was way better than mine. So a week or so passes and now things are getting real cool between us. Like, we're texting each other and it became pretty clear to me that there was definitely something there. Like, I was pretty sure
Took
that
me
she
and you.
started to have a crush on me.
I already knew you had
Now,
a
how this story should have ended was with me.
Don't forget you.
Then we ended up becoming like a summer couple, with me and her hiding in empty classrooms and making out in secret. Right? That's how it should have ended.
Oh.
But if you paid attention in the beginning, you've probably guessed that I somehow found out how
he
to
screwed
fuck
it up.
all up.
Yeah.
And if you guessed that, you
was
wouldn't
right.
be wrong. So among the many
Okay.
topics that we talked about together, one of the things that we discussed was her ex-boyfriend, who we'll call Matthew. And the interesting thing about Matthew was he also attended the same summer camp program.
Tag.
Oh.
That
Now,
sucks.
initially,
That
Kelly
sucks.
was not a fan of Matthew. I can't remember why, but I knew they had
Just
recently
didn't-
broken up,
just didn't like
and
them.
they weren't exactly on good terms. But he was in the process of trying to get her back, and I didn't blame him. Like,
You
this
done
girl
messed up.
was a catch. Also, I remember that even though she didn't exactly want to get back with him, she still had feelings for him. So one day, Kelly and I were chilling in this little secluded area after class, and the vibes were heavy, my G. Like, strong first kiss signals were definitely in the air. So we're there talking, and then the moment came. We both could sense that it was time to kiss. But right before we lean in to seal the deal, she turns away. So I'm like, hey, what's wrong? And then she was like, I want to kiss you, but I feel like I shouldn't because of Matthew. Like,
What?
This feels wrong somehow.
You're
And
broken
here's
up.
Where I flipped it
All right,
out.
whatever.
I pause for a second, I look away, and then I look back at her, and then I open my stupid mouth and say something like, oh, yeah, no, you're right. Because if I was Matthew, I wouldn't want you to kiss me either. And since it sounds
Why
like you're
would
still
you do
unsure
that?
about how you feel about everything, it's probably for the best
You
that
messed
we
up.
don't kiss right now.
You messed up. You messed up.
Right.
You messed
What?
up.
Am I the only one who wants to punch this kid in the mouth? Like,
Oh my
what was I
God.
thinking? Like, bruh, this would have been the prettiest girl that I would have kissed for years. Like, another
He said
5
for
years went by
years.
before I got another chance to kiss a girl as beautiful as Kelly. Just disappointing.
It's just disrespectful.
Yes.
Alright, let's wrap this up. I don't want to talk about this no more.
I bet you don't.
That, and then she looks at me almost in surprise. Probably because she wasn't expecting me to be that much.
Yeah, she's like, oh, so you're saying, yeah, go to
And then she
him.
smiles and says, I think you're right. Thank you. And then that was that.
That's when you're
continued
friend
to talk
zoned.
until it was time for us to go home, and
Yep.
then we just went home. No kiss. So we go home, and I
boy.
know at the time I thought I did the right thing. It didn't
No.
dawn on me that I made a mistake until a few days later. Because guess
They got
who
back
I see
together.
hanging out by themselves at camp.
Them
Just
two.
a couple days after I blew my chance to kiss her. Yup, you guessed it. Kelly and Matthew. They got back together,
Sucks.
and needless to say,
Hurt.
and that's pretty much the story. So if I was able to go back in time,
Listening to
and
too
give
much
younger
Drake.
me some advice on how I should have handled the
Listening to too much
situation,
Drake.
Shoot
I
your
would've
shot
said
when you
something
can.
similar to today's moral. In this world, there are only two types of people: those who go and take what they want, and those who get their shit took. If you have an opportunity
He's saying it
to
like
take
you gotta
something
steal
that
something.
you desire, then never hesitate to seize the moment. Because if you allow that moment to pass out of fear of how it's going to make somebody else feel, then I can guarantee you that someone else is going to come right along and take that chance from you.
I had to take
And I
Jasmine.
promise you, when they do
I had to
it,
take her.
your feelings
Stop.
will be the least
Why you have to go like
of their
take?
concern.
I had to take her.
Sauce is forever.
Okay, all right. I did have to take Jasmine, but that's exactly the same moment with her. I was dog. I was like,
Cause man, I didn't have good experiences. Okay, that's why I was nervous.
I was like, Jasmine. Hold on, let me
put
switch the
that
phone.
put that deep voice.
Jasmine, I like you and I want you. And then you're taking the easy way, all the hard. Let me stop. But no. But yeah, that's see, and you got a point there. Like you gotta seize the opportunity, but think about it. But think about what you do before you do it, because you don't want to get into some stuff and then
But that would be a blower too. Like if you're talking to somebody and like they broke up with someone and they're still talking about their ex, knowing that you have an interest in them. I think that would be
that's happened to me before. I was the nice guy.
That would be highly annoying.
That was a nice guy on me.
I don't know if I should do it because of him. Y'all got broken up. He's your ex, right?
Right.
So he's no longer there, right?
Yeah, but,
so why are we talking about him? That's what I would feel like.
I don't know. You know, I've seen plenty of girls do that. They break up with their ex-boyfriend and they get back with him. It happens to everyone.
No, I feel like if you do, it's for a reason. And then when you get back with that person, you're gonna find out what that reason was.
Right.
And then you're gonna break up again, and it's gonna be like a whole like breakup
right.
on and off thing. Just don't do it.
Please comment below. Tell us what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
share,
and share some more.
do
Peace.